Hello, this is a simple tutorial on how to install Distant Horizons and simple voice chat using complementary shaders, which installs Fabric automatically. First, you're going to need to go to the Java download, and each link is in the description below. So at complementary shaders, first you'll have to hit this link, and it'll take you to download Java. This is necessary to install complementary shaders. Then you can hit this button to download Java for desktops, and that'll begin that installation, or download. Then once that's ready, you can activate that exe. It'll ask you if you want to make changes, and you can hit yes. This will begin installing Java 21. Once Java is installed, you can go ahead and hit close, and you can get rid of the installer. Then we'll move on to complementary shaders. You can go ahead and hit the download complementary installer. If it asks you whether you want to keep this, hit keep. And then that'll install. Complementary installer is a jar file, which is basically a Java executable. That's why we need to install Java. Now, in the selection menu, we can go ahead and select the correct version for our server, 1.21.1. And now you have two options between Unbound style and Reimagined. Unbound is the more realistic style, and Reimagined is a more classic style, which has more blocky clouds and a different water texture. I'm going to go ahead and go with Reimagined because I prefer that setting, but we can change things later. We'll hit install. And once that's installed, then we can hit OK. Now we can go to Distant Horizons. This is in the link below. And we can make sure it is the 1.21.1 version, and you can download. And you can hit keep. Then you can, now we're also gonna install download simple voice chat. Once you have both Distant Horizons and the simple voice chat jar files, you can go and open a new file management tab, and then we're going to navigate to the correct directory in Minecraft. We'll first go to users, then we'll go to either your username, then you will go and you'll have to go and type /app data. Then you can go to roaming. At the top, there should be a .minecraft folder. And then in here, it might be a bit messier than this, but find the iris reserved folder. Then in there, find 1.21.1. You shouldn't have any other versions unless you have previously used iris. And in here, you'll find iris fabric and sodium. And then we can drag in Distant Horizons and voice chat into this folder, and that'll add them. Now you are done with this folder, and you can close that. You can also get rid of the complementary installer if you would like. Now you can go ahead and boot up Minecraft launcher. And in the Minecraft launcher under Java Edition, you will now have an option for Iris and Sodium for 1.21.1. I would recommend going to Installations, going to the Options, Edit, More Options. And I would recommend increasing the amount of RAM, which is this little number, from 2G to at least 4G. And that'll allow you to load more chunks and not have any lag spikes. If you are getting lag spikes, you may want to increase this number beyond 4. Then you can hit save. Now you can go ahead and hit play. And you can hit this check mark to understand that this is a modded version of Minecraft. It may take a moment to download. Once Minecraft has loaded, it'll say 1.21.1/fabric modded. That's how you know it has most likely worked. Then you can go ahead and go to single player. Now you can create a new world to test. Let's go to creative, test, world, and we will create that world. When you first load into the Minecraft world, things may need a moment to settle down. If the shaders are too high of a setting, you can go to Options, Video Settings, Shaders, Shader Pack Settings, and set the profile to potato. Yes, potato, but I really recommend it. It may take a moment, and your game may freeze for a moment while it is switching. That is okay. Just wait. Okay. Then you can also go to Atmosphere and enable Night Nebulae. They look really cool. It's just a recommendation, though. Completely optional. Then you can hit Done. If the GUI scale is too large, you can go and find the GUI scale slider, set it to around 3 or 4, depending on your screen monitor size, and that'll fix it. Then to check if Distant Horizons is working, you will see a little button in the top left. That is the Distant Horizons settings. If you are on a lower-end hardware system, you can probably lower this to 64 or to 128. I'm going to go with 128. But if you feel your hardware is probably mid-range to high-end range, then you can probably stick with the defaults. Now you can take a look around, and if you're still struggling with performance, let's see. We are getting very terrible FPS on this laptop. Then we can go to Options, Video Settings, and this button will disable shaders. If you commonly use the R key to run, then you may want to switch the shader reloading key to another input. With Distant Horizons, you can get a much further render distance, and it will minimally impact performance. So if you're on a low-end system, you could technically lower the regular render distance down to 6. And then with distant horizons, you'll get LODs, which render the terrain in lower detail further away. Performance will also be increased on the Minecraft server because all chunk generation will be done there. Once things have loaded in, you can see the render distance is very far, and it will have minimal impact on the system. Without distant horizons, your render distance would be much lower. About this far. In this scenario, I am close to hitting the memory cap, which will most likely lead to lag spikes as the full 4 gigabytes have been allocated. But once everything loads, your FPS would stabilize, and on the server things will be quite a bit faster.